So this is the start of the next build. It's a 2007 Honda CRF450r. Found it on Facebook Marketplace, I think for like 900 bucks. We kind of agreed on 800. That was the lowest he was going to go because someone else was like on their way. There were a couple little issues that I wasn't quite anticipating, and the thing was just totally locked up and still together, so it was unknown. Like the crankshaft could have broken and shoved through the transmission, broken all that, all the water pump, oil pump, all that kind of stuff. So it could have been totally shot. It's just a huge gamble. The guy did tell me that it was just the crankshaft. I've already tore this bike down, and I'm happy to announce that it was literally only the crankshaft, just that little piece in there locked up. All the valves were good, nothing had been touched, the piston was flat, it was moving, you know, just a little bit, it had a little wobble in it. And then getting down into the transmission, everything was in place, spinning, shifting perfectly fine. So I ended up getting the bike for $700 and was basically prepared to do a full rebuild kit for like, I think it's $680, $690. And then also knowing that I might need to do some head work and hopefully not buy a new head, because at that point I would just be looking at a whole new engine. So the kit that I got was 450, which was just the crankshaft and piston, not the cylinder. We don't need to do anything to the head. So right there alone, you know, that's $1150 where I'm at right now. And then I'm gonna do all sorts of stuff, sprucing it up. And then there's more wear parts that need to be replaced. So we'll definitely get close to probably $1,800 total on the bike, and then it's gonna be worth maybe $2,500. So it's not gonna be a huge, you know, I wouldn't ever try to make a career out of doing this, but it's definitely good to know that you're going into it without losing money and you're doing something you enjoy along the way. Once I got in and kind of was certain that it was just the crankshaft, I went ahead and got the Wiseco kit, which, you know, they make the ones with the cylinders without, with the pistons without. So I went ahead and got the one with the crankshaft, piston, and then they always come with the full gasket kits. So that's what we got. Every single little O-ring, you know, you can see the little water pump housing, every gasket in between all mating surfaces. The big thing with these Hondas is these crankshaft seals that go out and that allow the oil to go back and forth. So obviously new ones of those. Top end gaskets from Vertex. So also the little crush washer for the exhaust. That's just like a hollow brass tube that when you put the exhaust on, it crushes it and seals off everything. Also a new little valve oil seals, so they just slide into the top of the valve. Then the monstrous new piston, which comes in a velvet bag. Should come with a little shot of whiskey too. So beautiful. They actually make this kit with the Nomura, however you say that, piston. It's obviously like 20 bucks cheaper. I put one of those on my 2014 CRF450r, and these side skirts, that wore out in like, I want to say 2 hours of ride time, because I took it apart to check on it again because I still had a ticking noise. But I just went ahead and paid extra for the Wiseco piston because that Nomura was scary how quick it wore out. So it's actually way lighter than I would have imagined too for a 450, because I know they're big. That kit also comes with the wrist pin, the little clips. Rings are in there. Guess we can show those. So you got the little 3 set of oil rings, so it'll go so it'll go the solid one, the ribbed one, then the solid one again. And so that's the oil seal on the bottom, and then the thick one is the compression ring. So that's literally the one thing that's closing the gap between the piston and the cylinder wall, and that's all of your compression is basically reliant on that rig. So for the other 450 build, I had to rob a few little bolts off of this bike, so went ahead and just got all that off Motorsport, new, straight from Japan. You know, when you need a bolt, just order it from Japan, that's very normal. So a couple bolts for the subframe, the crank case breather tube, and the main thing that you're buying, the new crankshaft. So there you go. With this one, I always try to do like fun little stuff, just small, just to kind of make someone excited about buying it. Honda just released the 2021 450, how it's like all red. Then they have the Works Edition with the red seat cover, white stripes, and then just kind of the blue sweeping logo. So I'm definitely gonna go all red. I'll try to do like a similar seat cover. No one's announced that they're making the front fender and front number plate yet. Usually Polysport's all over that, but they haven't posted anything yet. So once they do that, I'll try to get the new fenders to throw on. The rest of the bike will be red. So basically we'll try to make it look like a brand new bike as much as we can, and it'll clearly have a full engine rebuild. So, and as you know, the bearings are in the freezer because I get a lot of heat from my other videos that I didn't preheat something or freeze something before I put them together. So you guys should be clapping right now that the bearings are in the freezer, and we'll pull those out, get these little retainer clips off, and punch these crankshaft bearings out and start the build.
Let's go! Let's go!